Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Noah, and I'm an aspiring and current entrepreneur, and according to my LinkedIn bio, my heart, and my hardwired brain, I'm a future unicorn founder. And today, I'm super stoked to share something really special with you. We're going to be diving into the world of artificial intelligence, okay? And I want all of you to bear in mind, before you get scared, I've only been coding for 3 months, okay? I just started coding AI and Python 3 months ago, and you know, I've done maybe like three, give or 2.5 projects following like the tutorial step by step, and I would still mess them up, right? So even if you are a complete beginner like I was 3 months ago or like I am right now, you're gonna be perfectly fine, right? So in this project, we're gonna be building a Twitter sentiment analyzer from scratch in such a small amount of time. It's gonna be super quick, and whether you're looking to enhance your coding skills, explore AI, or just curious about how sentiment analysis works, I'm telling you this tutorial is for you. So I'm super excited. Let's just get this started. So first, let's talk about, okay, what are we building? What are these just over 100 lines, 102 lines of code functioning, performing? All right, so we're making a Twitter sentiment analyzer, which is going to be a tool that fetches real-time tweets based on your search terms. It's going to clean and pre-process the text and analyze the sentiment behind each tweet, determining whether it's positive, neutral, or negative. And if you don't know what sentiment analysis is, it's like emotion analysis, right? So, let's say there's a tweet that says Amazon stock went up, right? Then it would analyze that as positive. Amazon stock was steady, neutral. Amazon stock crashed, negative. And then it's going to visualize these sentiments in a super easy to understand chart. And this sounds pretty cool, right? And the best part is you don't need to be some crazy experienced programmer to accomplish this. It's very simple almost, right? So before we dive into the code, there are just going to be a few things that you're going to have to do though. So you're going to need to have the latest Python installed on your computer, PC, Mac, whatever, and you're going to need to create a Twitter developer account, or I guess X developer account, to access the X APIs, Twitter APIs. And this is like the entire, without the APIs, you won't be able to do it. So make sure you create an account. Super straightforward, super easy. Just search up Twitter developer account on Google Safari. It'll be the first thing that pops up. And then along with that, you're going to need to install some, or not some, all these Python libraries. So you're going to need TweetPy, Tweepy, whatever. I'm just going to call it Tweepy, JSON, Vri, TextBlob, and Matplotlib. And don't worry if you're not familiar with these yet, because I wasn't either. We're going to be installing them together. And, I don't think there's no need to, wait up anymore, so let's just get everything set up. So, oh, actually, before we do get everything set up, I'm going to go back on my word. If there's ever a point where you're lost or anything, or maybe I don't go into something in as much detail that you need, go to an AI chatbot like ChatGPT or Claude AI, something like that, anything. Because I'm telling you, when you're first learning how to code, and I'm still doing this, right, that AI chatbot is going to be like your best friend. It's going to be like your right hand, I don't know, AI chatbot. So open up your terminal moving forward. Just open up your terminal, command prompt, console, whatever, and just run this code, just run this command, sorry, that I'm going to put in to install all the libraries that I just mentioned using pip. So pip install Tweepy, TextBlob, and Matplotlib. Yep. For me, it's going to say something like requirement already satisfied, just because I've already ran it, but, and I've already installed it, but for you, it should take a minute to install, so feel free to pause if you need to. But now that we've done this, we can move on to creating our configuration file. So here you'll see, I'll just delete it and I'll make a completely new one. So what is a configuration file? So since it is our first step, what is it going to do? So this file is going to store our Twitter API credentials and some default settings for our analyzer. So you could think of it as like your project's control center. So this is how you're going to make it. You're going to, just click up here and then you're going to go config, I'm just going to name it too, and then JSON. Okay, so first off, start off with just putting in these brackets, and then you're going to have to put in your bear token. And then obviously, put in like your own token, whatever it might be. And then put in, we're going to decide our default tweet count, right? The thing with X, ever since like Twitter, what did I do? ever since Twitter switched to X. Their like developer API keys they've changed a lot, right? So the count won't really matter as much just because like I'm having trouble personally trying to even like pull 10, right? So this won't matter as much, but regardless, we're just gonna throw in like 50. Oh, and I forgot a comma. And then we're gonna do the polarity positive. So polarity is like what determines the positive, negative, neutral, and the threshold is basically just saying like what's it up to, like the determination point, I guess. Like is it 0.2 positive, negative 0.2 positive? Oh no, perfect. It did it for us. So this is what your configuration file is going to look like. This is what it should look like, and obviously you replace this with your own bearer token in your actual Twitter API, and just make sure to keep this token private and never share it publicly. That's why I have my own little file right here. And now let's write the actual Python function to load this configuration. Right? I think it's going to be fun. So first off, what we're going to do is we're going to be importing our configuration file. So that's where this class is going to come in, this import JSON library, and then this entire function reads our configuration file. So it loads the data into a Python dictionary, and then I used to have a print statement here for debugging purposes, but past times and I guess like errors when I tried filming this video, it kept on printing in my console because I kept on forgetting to remove it, and my API keys were getting leaked. So, you don't really need it anyways, unless you're facing like bugging errors. But anyways, next up, we're going to be authenticating our Twitter API. So that's what this is. Oh, that's what this is going to be doing. All right, and so yeah, so this step is accessing Twitter's data, and without it, we won't be able to fetch any tweets, right? And we're using TweetPy, or Tweepy, which is the powerful library that interacts with the Twitter API. And we're creating a client object using our bearer token right here, from the configuration file, right? So it's simple, safe, and secure. And then next up, we're going to be fetching the tweets. So this entire function is going to be fetching the tweets. So it's going to take in a search query and the number of tweets that we want to receive. So this function uses search recent tweets to gather and fetch up 100 recent tweets based on our query, based on our search that you're going to input into the terminal. And then we're also going to be filtering strictly for English tweets so that we don't get any other tweets in different languages that might affect our results, right? Our sentiment. And if no tweets are found, it's just gonna respond. It's just gonna return like an empty list to prevent any errors, right? To keep our analysis content, if no tweets are found, yeah, it's just gonna come with nothing to prevent any errors. And raw tweets can be very, very messy, right? Especially with retweets, mentions in URLs, and extra spaces. So we need to clean them up before analyzing sentiment. So that's what this is going to do. Here we're using regular expressions to remove unwanted parts of tweets. And this ensures our sentiment analysis focuses on meaningful content and not a bunch of useless jargon. And now with these clean tweets in hand, it's time to actually analyze the sentiment, right? So this is where the actual cool stuff starts coming in. So we're going to use TextBlob, which is a simple library I brought up earlier for processing textual data. So all of this code, oh no, not all of it, I lied. It's actually just this little bunch. Got carried away. Oh no, it is all this, yeah. So this function processes each tweet. It's going to calculate its polarity score and categorize it as positive, neutral, or negative based on our defined threshold. So remember, we set it as like 0.2 or negative 0.2. And we also have a debug option to view the clean tweets and their polarity scores. Right? You'll see there's a bunch of debug things just because, at least with me, I always like to be, I find it's very easy to run into errors with code, especially when following a tutorial. So always good to have those just as a backup, right? And to make our analysis even more insightful, let's visualize the sentiment distribution using matplotlib, right? So that's what this is going to be. So this is putting it into a actual chart, right? A neat little graph. And this function is going to create a bar chart showing the number of positive, neutral, and negative tweets. And it's a very simple but also super effective way to visualize our sentiment analysis results, right? And now for the main function. So this main function, we're going to be tying everything together. So the rest of the code, we're at 63 and there's 102 lines. So the remaining, the remaining like 39 lines of code, we're going to be is purely just tying everything together. And this is where a program is actually going to interact with the user, right? You'll see it's super neat. Like you're going to talk back and forth with it, and it's going to fetch tweets, analyze them, and then finally display the results into the graph from Matplotlib, right? And this main function does a lot. So it's going to prompt the user for a search term and the number of tweets to fetch. It'll handle input validation, perform sentiment analysis, display the results, and even offer to show a chart or print clean tweets for debugging. And it's a comprehensive workflow that ties this all these lines of code together. So now that our code is ready, I say let's just see it in action, right? So let's go right ahead and run it. We'll give it a minute. Oh, hold on, no, it's not gonna. Oh yeah, it's gonna work. Okay, let's go right ahead and run it. We'll give it a minute. Hold on. Oh look, it's in the wrong directory. So much for beginners. Let me fix that really quick. So, let's see, and then use. Oh my goodness, I cannot spell today. Noah downloads, and then what is it? Dev, yep, and then rep2. There we are. Okay, now we can run it. Jeez. See, you can see how much of a beginner I'm in. So here, yeah, it's gonna ask us to enter a search term, right? So for let's say OpenAI, right? That's pretty cool. OpenAI, number of tweets to fetch. So it says default 200. Yeah, I'm gonna say 10 just because remember earlier I was saying like X has all these new things, so I'm just gonna say 10 just so that it runs smoothly. And look, super cool, right? Positive, so it got 3 positive tweets, 5 neutral tweets, and 2 negative, right, about OpenAI. So there's so many different ways how you can interpret this. Do we want it to show a chart? Yeah, of course we do. So we'll put in yes, and bang, a bar chart just like that. I mean, it provides a clear visual representation of the results, and it's pretty neat, right? I mean, there you have it. It's a Twitter sentiment analyzer fully built from scratch. And even if you're a complete beginner, throughout this project, I learned so much about working with APIs, data preprocessing, NLP, natural language processing with TextBlob, and data visualization like this with Matplotlib, right? And it was such a fun experience, and it's amazing how these tools all come together to create something so powerful. But I mean, why stop here? You see, imagine scaling this project up, integrating more advanced AI models, adding real-time monitoring, or even deploying it as a web application. I mean, there's so many possibilities, and they're endless. And this project only serves as a solid foundation for your journey into AI and data science. I mean, personally, my first AI project was just following a tutorial step by step. And even though I didn't know too much, I just put myself out there and like texted a bunch of random Instagram brands and just said, hey, do you want me to do like sentiment analysis for your like Google reviews and such? And it was awesome, right? Was I like an avid, crazy, you know, I guess like well all around coder? No. I didn't even know like how to the only thing I knew was like print hello world, you know? So just get out of your comfort zone and use this as that building block to reach out to people, to reach out to different companies, small businesses, and learn on the way, right? No point in learning and then doing it. Just learn on the way, right? Take action. So if you enjoyed this tutorial and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more tech tutorials and AI projects, and maybe some updates on some entrepreneurial endeavors for when I become a unicorn founder and the process of it. And also, don't forget to check out the GitHub repository, the GitHub repository linked below, where you'll find all the code we used today. And feel free to fork it, honestly, make your own improvements, and share your projects with the community. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this. Loved making this video, guys. Tons of fun, and thank you so much for watching. And, stay tuned. See you in the next video. Bye.